Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. Today we will see how to make a pendant and a necklace, obviously, later on. First we will make a pendant with these beautiful emerald check beads. Um, these are very pretty. I had only 6 of them in one strand. I made earrings with 2 and I still have these 2 left over. So I'm just going to kind of make it like this. I know every single one is not properly cut, but that's what I got to work with. And the hole is so teeny tiny in these emeralds that only 26 gauge wire goes through it, and not 24. I would prefer if there is a 24 gauge, I would prefer it goes through it, but it doesn't. But I also have this labradorite Hishi style beads, and these are from Sam's Bead Box, and this one 24 gauge goes through it. So what I was thinking about is to create um, a kind of an overlap with these two. First, what I would want to do is I took about say 12 inches or 13 inches of wire. This is 24 gauge wire and this one is 26. We are going to use both the wires today. That's what my plan is. I have a design in my mind and I'm executing it right here in front of you guys. So here we go. So I have just arranged some of these labradorite beads because some are it's like thicker, some are thinner. So I just separated those two, just just like that. So it's just separated those two because some are really thin, which is such as this, and as you can see it goes through it, so that's a good thing. This one is way too thin, this as well, so I'm just moving this around depending on their thickness right here. Okay, somewhat better. Now I will just take one end of my wire and take my round nose pliers and wrap it. So it's going to be a wrapped loop. Okay, just like so. But we want to connect this with the chain so that we don't have to connect the chain later with the jump ring. I have here about 19 inches of chain, just in case I just got it. So I am just going to add the end of this into this last loop of the wire of the chain, and I'm doing this. I'm going to cut the chain later and add the clasp to it later, but I want to do this first. So I just hold it like that, hold my loop inside my tweezer pliers, and then it's easy to wrap the 24 gauge wire with your fingers. It's much more easy, and then you get a nice and consistent wrap. So about 4 or 5, doesn't have to be, because I still have wire left over. I am doing it. There we go. Cut it off, and if you can feel it, then there is a tail. Then go ahead and tuck the tail in. Just like so. It's a dainty necklace. Okay, and then I'm just going to add 2 labradorite chips. Hopefully it does go through, which it is getting difficult. I don't need obviously this bigger wire, but I have it. I'm putting 2 Heishi discs inside. This one went through smooth. Maybe that has a thinner hole. So 2 of these, and then I have some daisy spaces. You don't have to add the daisy spaces. It's just my preference to add it. If you don't want it, you don't have to add it. Okay, 2 daisy spacers and 2 of these beads, and then 2 of the labradorite Hishi again. Let's try. putting this on. There we go. It went smooth right here, right? So I hold it over there, and before that I take my 26 gauge wire. I need to get more of these gold ones. I really like bead landing wire for this. Then I'm taking 12 inches just to be on the safer side, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm thinking of actually wrapping it on top of this or on the side here, or we can start from here, doesn't matter. So hold it here, just like so, and then start wrapping it right next to the Aishudiy beads. Couple of wraps, that's good enough. And move your last wrap towards the coil as well. Oops, that's what happens with the 24 gauge. Cinch it right there. Okay, and straighten this wire. You can actually wrap this later. And then I'm going to move these a little bit because I'm bumping against everything right here. Okay, so this is the order I'm gonna go through. I'm putting the first teardrop and bringing it close to our work, just like so. Actually, I'll cut this off. This tail is kind of in the way. Okay, now so I want this to come down like this, right? So while coming down like this, I can add a small spacer bead. So whenever I have a design in my mind, I just work on the spot. So I want this to come down, and I have these small spacer beads which I bought it from, I forgot, yeah, BB Craft. Okay, this wire is very sensitive, so as this teardrop bead, and it just scratches the wire, which I don't like it at all. So I add one of this metallic beads just to give that a space. One or two maybe. And I'm seeing just one is enough, I guess. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, one, and then our teardrop, and then one. So oops, these are 1 millimeter metallic beads. I think these are 1 mm. This is the smallest size they have. They have up till I think 6 mm or 4 mm. I have no idea, but they have it in different sizes. So here we go. I am not affiliated by BB Craft, or so. I am not paid to tell that this is from them, but this is where I bought, so I'm letting you guys know. So I'm just coming down like this. Okay, looking at it, I would want this to be wrapped completely. But yeah, we want to keep this dainty. There we go. Take this, wherever that metallic bead ends, go ahead and wrap it around this couple of times, just like so. And then I'm gonna take my labradorite chips, add one, and then a daisy spacer, and then one more labradorite, and one more labradorite. Okay, now we have to bring this wire through here. So I'm just going to hold this here and come back after the daisy spacer, and then put the labradorite again and come back after that. Just like so. And then take my metallic bead, and then my teardrop, and one more metallic bead. Bring it down to the work, put it against the wire, wherever it ends. You're just going to keep it on top, and then do a couple of wraps. Cinch that, bring it down, and then now you're ready to add your labradorite chips. 1, 2, the spacer, and then another one. Bring it down, so come down, go between the labradorite and the daisy once, and then push the labradorite and come up on top of that. 2 and 3. This is what we have so far. Meanwhile, you need to adjust this because we started from here. It's kind of moving. So move everything closer and tighter so that it doesn't move. There we go. Then I'm ready to add the next teardrop. Add a metallic bead. You can use any teardrop that you have available in your stash. You don't have to use the same thing. In that case, bump up the gauge of the wire. Don't go with 24 gauge or 26 gauge. Go with the 20 gauge probably. And for the wrapping, you can go up till 22 gauge. 24 gauge is still workable for this wrapping, for this one. And for the main one, please use the 20 gauge wire. I'm using this only because this hole is smaller and I'm not able to fit through the other thicker gauges. Okay, and you come down, you feel the bead, how it has to sit, and then do that wrap. Then I'm ready to add my labradorite chips, and I need more spacers. These are not proper. So design involves a lot of materials. Even though you get the best materials possible, some are bound to actually go bad. So in a strand, you might probably not use everything. you might have to waste something or use it in a product which you cannot sell, right? So you need to always make sure that there is something like that there. You need to account for that, and then that's how you price your product. Go around the labradorite for 3 times, and then I'm ready to add the next one. I will add a spacer, and then the teardrop, and then the spacer. Bring it down to your work, make it sit right next to it, and then take your wire and wrap it, cinch it, now I'm ready to add the next labradorite, but I'm going to snip off my wire here. I'm going to go over this on top a couple of bit, and then I'm going to snip this off. I have 2 more inches left. You can just take 10 inches of wire, that's good enough, I guess, and then add 2 of the daisy spacers. And then a labradorite, actually 2 labradorites, right? 1 and 2. Two daisy spacers. And then 2 laps. Bring it all the way down. This is what your work looks like right now. So all you need to do here is leave a considerable amount of space, because I did couple of wraps there. So hold it. When you reposition your pliers, bring it down the mandrel so the loop is not big. But before closing the loop, you need to add the next part of the chain, which is this side. I haven't cut the chain. I have to cut here and add the clasp in the middle, but I'm going to add this end of my chain right here. And then hold on to that loop in your hand and start wrapping it. Three, 4, and 5. That should be good. Go ahead and snip your wire off right there. See, I have this much left. Then tuck the tail in. So go ahead and tuck it. Press it against your coil. That will hide your ends, and also it will not poke. And you need to do that for the 26 gauge as well. Right here. And that's it. Mostly done. We need to add the closure. So this is the Dainty necklace I had in mind of doing. I like it. It's pretty. and I love a labradorite and the emerald combination. I really like it. I love the earrings, so that's why I wanted to make a necklace. And over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the wire over here. So I'm just going to measure 8 inches here. So it's 8 and 8, I guess. So 8 inches here, and then about here I will cut the chain. Okay, then I'm going to add the lobster claw clasp. I feel the lobster claw clasp to be very secure in case of precious beads like this. Okay. Yeah. I had one already opened. I still have this big lobster claw clasp. This is the one I really like. One, because it's easy to open when it is especially on the back, and then so I can add this clasp, I mean this jump ring. It's kind of cute. Then I'll add one more jump ring. I know it's big, but I want to add that as well. It doesn't suit this color, so maybe not this one. Maybe this one should be good enough. Yep, that's a thicker gauge. By looking at it, we can see. Okay, now I need my bent nose pliers and my tweezer nose pliers. That's what I really like about adding this. And this one, I'm gonna add it here at the end if it goes through. Let's see. If not, all is waste. Not all is waste. Then I'll have to open this jump ring, another jump ring, to add this jump ring to the chain. But I really like the decorated look of that jump ring, so it's good. Take it and hold it nice and firm. Go back and forth and twist and open. Now add it to here and then close it. Okay, not here. I want to add this thicker jump ring at the end. So I want to give an option for the people to make it short or longer. So this side of the necklace is shorter and that side of the necklace is longer. So I am going to add this at the end. You will get to see what I mean by it in a moment. And then I have to add the jump ring here. And the lobster claw clasp on the shorter side of the necklace. Okay, and then I want to add this here. So you can either cut it and add it, or you can just add it. It's the option is up to you. You can cut the necklace right here and then add this jump ring I'll do that. So over here is exactly where this has to end, right? So I'll cut it here, add my jump ring, and connect these two chains. Just like so, and close your jump ring. Now there is two adjustment chains that you can hook this to, either this or this. It's totally up to them, but you can also give it a little bit of a decoration here, just like so. This is a twisted jump ring and you can close it like this. So here is how you normally wear it. Just in case if you want it, wear it along, you can do that as well, right? So I hope our necklace looks really good. I kind of really like it. The two color combination is very pretty. You can also add a small drop at the end. That way it will look even more nicer. Let's just do that. We have a small piece of wire. I'm gonna take it and bend it into a U and crush the U a little bit so that it forms a small teeny tiny loop. There we go. Then take a labradorite bead or two. I'm taking two. Bring it all the way down. Take your pliers, bend it, bring it around to form a question mark. Then put your pliers there. Go like that. Add this to the jump ring at the end. Then hold it and then twist it. Then you can snip off the excess wire. Tuck the tail in. Otherwise this will catch on to your hair, to your clothing, stuff like that. There we go. So this is how it looks at the end. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day and bye.